What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is episode 2 of Bearded Yaps. Yaps with Beard. Yaps with Beard actually wouldn't be a bad one if that's not already taken. That's all I got, really. We'll figure out a name for whatever this is going to be in the near future. But for now, we're just episode 2 of whatever this is. Could be a podcast, could just be a sit and yap type of thing. I don't know. I mean, I'm sitting in a room with my mic and a white wall behind me. So clearly we're doing something, right? But the reason why we're making this video is I was training today. If you can't tell from the fact that I have chalk on my elbows, which I'll go into reason why that is in a second, is this training block was probably my least favorite training block in my entire powerlifting career. I've been competing in powerlifting for the last 10 years now, 9 going on 10. But this block was quite literally one of my least favorites, right? Main reason was I'm coming off of 2 back-to-back meets, and my coach wanted to step away from the hyper-specific work of doing just squat, bench, and deadlift over and over again. And rightfully so. Sometimes you do have to step away from what you were normally accustomed to and put yourself in uncomfortable situations or uncomfortable training modalities to work on other things that will help with the things you're training for, right? So for this session, or for this block, I should say, we were focusing on SSB squat, bow bar bench press, and Zercher squat, snatch grip deadlift, and a couple other things, right? But those are the main ones that we were really focusing heavily on. And some of the movements I've never really done before, especially like snatch grip deadlift. We never really pushed it as like a primary, and I've never done Zercher squats ever in my life, but I've always been very interested in them because I wanted to eventually move into strongman in the near future. So I think my coach just said, let's throw something that you've never done before that would mimic maybe something that you might be interested in. So he threw that in, and the first week or two was definitely a challenge because a lot of the movements having to get into those positions felt very uncomfortable. SSB, traditionally we do off season, like first block after a meet, and we did 2 back-to-back meets. So that was already a standard. We already knew we were going into it. But things like bow bar bench press, I haven't done in a while. And if you guys aren't familiar with what a bow bar bench press is, it's a bar that is curved, right? And you're able to go a little bit deeper, and the range of motion, it does help with growing muscle mass, cool, but not by that much. It's more so to keep your shoulder from wanting to overly rotate, right? Overly externally rotating, sorry. And it makes you need to have to kind of like internally rotate a little bit, so you're able to fight that as much as you can, and helping you build a better stack. So when you do go back to bench press, you're going to be a lot more better off, right? And then snatch grip deadlift, the reason why he threw that one in is number 1, train my conventional, but number 2, make it more intense by having me go wider and being able to really lock my lats into place and keeping my back as neutral as I can, and really trying to get comfortable bracing as hard as I can and allowing my posterior chains, so like my glutes, my hamstrings, to fire and being able to push the floor away from me. And that definitely challenged the hell out of me. It was definitely not an easy task, but we got it done. And then Zercher squats, being able to have the bar in my elbow grooves, which even the first week I couldn't even do a plate, and worked up to what we did this week, which again, I'll go into in just a second. And these movements were definitely not things that we typically have done. These have been all very just like secondary movements usually, and we use them as primaries. And towards the end of this block, right, we're on week 4. We just wrapped up. We ended with a 440 SSB squat for 6, which is a PR, I believe. We hit a 440 pound snatch grip deadlift, which we could have probably gone to like 463 if we really wanted to push to like RP 910. But I didn't realize it was going to move that fast because it was moving very slow leading up to that top set. And then, it is what it is. Like, we know what's in the tank. Within 4 week span, coming off of being very detrained and everything, I will take that. I'm happy with that. And then Zercher squat, we worked up to a 365 pound Zercher squat, which I don't know if that's good or not. It doesn't really matter to me. All I know is that from not being able to do more than a plate to doing 365 for, I think it was 7 reps, I will take that any day of the week. And on top of that, we threw in some running towards the very end of the block. Coach just wanted to see what my mile time was. We just like to collect data. He just wanted to do something kind of outside of my comfort zone. And we did that. We ended up with a 10:49 mile after not having ran for well over 5+ years and being like 50 pounds heavier than I've ever been. So yeah, this block was definitely a challenge. I spent the last 5 minutes basically say this block was a challenge. However, the reason why I bring this up is because a lot of powerlifters will go into training blocks and they'll be in these uncomfortable movements, or they will not like how the block is going because it's not something that they're accustomed to, or they're not doing the thing that their favorite influencer powerlifter is doing, and they'll complain to the coach, hey, why am I not doing this? Why are we doing this? And even when the coach tells them, hey, just do what I'm telling you to do, there is a time and place to just shut up and work. And that can be very daunting for a lot of people. Are like, I can't accept that. I need to be able to ask questions. 100% ask questions, ask your coach, whatever you need to ask them, because that's how you learn. But again, ask the questions to learn. Don't ask questions as a means of complaining as to why your program is the way that it is. Because when I saw the program, I initially thought we got two options. Either we can complain about it and sandbag it and get nothing out of the block and waste 4 weeks of training, or we take the block by the horns and we go as hard as we can and we set goals for ourselves and we try to challenge ourselves as hard as we can, so that week 4 we end up what we end up with, and we can be proud of the block even though it wasn't my favorite, right? So as a powerlifter, when you are trying to get stronger, you're never going to do the ones you like or the blocks you like every single time. You're going to have blocks that are going to suck and you're not going to enjoy it. What are you going to do? You're just going to sandbag it? You're just going to complain the whole time? You're just not going to try? Really? You just wasted a whole block not trying. Having intent in your training is going to push you forward, or lack of is going to pull you back. And you just wasted that time. You wasted your money. You wasted those 4 weeks. You wasted your coach's time because you decided to not push hard. And I know that might seem like, no, well, I train hard. I push hard. Do you? Most powerlifters out there? Do you? Do you eat enough? Do you sleep enough? Do you handle your recovery properly? Can you look yourself in the mirror and look at the last 7 days of all those 3 things or 4 things and tell yourself you actually handled that? You pushed your accessories to technical failure, or you pushed your accessories in general. You actually tried on your back downs. Can you look at the last 7 days worth of training and recovery and say, I did absolutely everything I could? You don't have to be 100%, but can you be consistent and accurate every single time? Because if you're consistently inconsistent, then your training and your week 4s and your PR attempts and your meet day experience will reflect that. Plain and simple. You have no one to blame but yourself at that point, which is the overarching message of this, is that you got 2 options every single block. Either you can go hard and train with intent, or you can just complain about it the entire time, be upset about it, not try, and you waste your time, and then you end up falling out of love with the sport and you have no one to blame but yourself because you didn't try as hard. You got to want it, right? You can't fake passion. If you're passionate about it, you're going to push for it. So I know it can be a tough pill to swallow for a lot of powerlifters, but that's the reality, especially for those that are looking into the sport. And this doesn't just go for powerlifting. This goes for any sport. Before anyone in the comments section is like, oh, it's just powerlifting. Strongman, bodybuilding, football, basketball, it doesn't matter. You have to want it more than your coach does. You have to want success more than anyone else around you, because no one else is going to do the work besides you. So if you are not willing to do it, come game day, come meet day, come comp day, it's going to reflect it. Someone's going to beat you because you didn't want it bad enough that one block that you didn't really try hard. Don't believe me? Look at your worst performances and look at the months leading up to it. Look at the failed attempts. There's a reason for it. There's always a paper trail as to why things went the way that they did. And taking accountability and adhering to your program will 100% make you a better powerlifter. So that's kind of the lesson I learned from this block, is even though it was not the one I wanted, it was the one that I needed. And I know that whatever we did this block is going to carry over to the next one. And whatever he throws at me, I'm going to be ready to go. And I really, really do hope that we do see some specific work. I'm hoping we can see some squat, bench, and deadlift work again, because there are a couple of things I do want to try going into that block. Might want to try low bar. I'm very curious if he's going to throw in conventional. I have a feeling in my gut he might. Knowing him, because he likes to kind of do that to me a couple times, he'll probably make me run a conventional block, an actual one, which will be very interesting, but I'm not too mad at it. We'll see what happens. Who knows? We might even switch over to conventional. We don't know. It could happen. Anything can happen. I'm open to it. Even as someone who pulls sumo, I'm willing to switch back and forth. That's how you learn. That's how you become a better powerlifter, is just trying to see which one works for you and kind of experiment in the off season. And then whatever you end up working with come meet day is what you end up with. So bench press should be fine. I think I'm good here. But yeah, that's why the chalk on my elbows. I spent 10 minutes trying to get to that point. Yeah, that was from the deserter squats. I had to chalk them up because most strongmen would tell me, hey, use a axle bar, and I think we have one, but I couldn't be bothered to go find it. And then I was trying the pad, didn't like it. It didn't sit well on my elbows. I even tried using someone's knee sleeves as like elbow sleeves. Didn't like it. It just sat really weird in my elbows. I couldn't like get wedged in properly. So I said, we're just gonna throw chalk on and then get under the bar and hope the tendons don't rupture. But it felt fine. So it's just one of the things where just do hard things. Like even right now, once I'm done with this recording, I'm gonna go do my last run of the week, which that's also been fun too, right? I mean, I'm not really trying to be a good runner. I just doing something a little more aerobic more than anything else. But I am still going to just focus more so on my step goals and using my walking pad that is still in its box that I have not opened yet. I will open it soon. Today, not soon. I will open it today. And then, yeah, just see where things go. We're going to have a light, medium, heavy run day, and it'll be fun. But running's not really something where it's like, oh, we're going to really focus on it. It's just going to be whatever's there. So, again, put a bow on it. Powerlifters, do hard things. Train with intent. Don't be a headache for your coach. Don't be a headache for yourself. Take accountability, adhere to the program, do everything you can outside of training so that your training and comp day is going to reflect everything you did leading up to it. Just, I promise you, if you lock all that in, you will be much better off. The rate of success will be a lot higher if you're just passionate about it, if you actually care about it, and you actually try, okay? Track your macros, track your sleep, just track everything you can because everything is data that you can use. So, with that being said, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I'm enjoying really making them, just sitting down, propping the camera, just talking to the camera, not really making any edits, except for when I breathe, because I've noticed that when I breathe, like right now, because I'm out of breath because it's hot in here, I know I have to cut all that out, so that sucks. But it is what it is. Heavy breather, 246 pounds. Yay! We'll make it happen. But with that being said, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you guys in the next video. And hit those PRs and I'll see you on the platform. I totally forgot my outro. I am so sorry. Love you guys.